have been full-time RVing for a little over 4 years now. And in that time, there's some stuff we realized we wish we had known before we started.
If you guys are new here, I'm Mike.
I'm Steph.
We're Life Rerouted, a full-time RV couple from Indiana, and we've been full-time RVing since 2018.
There's some stuff that we wish we'd known sooner, and we're still discovering things we wish we'd known sooner. Jumping right into this, we wish we'd known a little bit more about how the power works in the camper.
Now, when we bought our camper, I wasn't sure what all we could use, especially off-grid. And it turns out we can't really use much. All of the stuff that we can use is 12 volt, which runs off the battery. I thought maybe we could use our TV, maybe we could run the microwave, and it turns out we couldn't do any of that stuff because we don't have an inverter. We have two 12 volt 100 amp hour lithium batteries now. We started with regular lead acid batteries. With no inverter, we couldn't run anything that plugs in.
If Mike doesn't know what we can run or didn't at that time, it means I had no clue, because he did pretty much all the research, which I'm grateful for. But we did have the batteries. We had lead acid batteries, so we could use our USB ports in the camper. Worked fine. We can charge our phones, we can use our 12 volt lights, everything like that. But really in the last year, it's become a kind of a problem. Not only can we not run our AC in the hot months, so we need to go and pay for hookups, but we can't plug in the laptop and edit videos.
Which has become a problem because we're trying to share content with you guys, and if I can't edit while we're boondocking, then that means we can't boondock, and it's actually one of our favorite ways to stay.
I've always thought the way to fix that, the way to change that, is to buy an expensive inverter and redo stuff in your camper, or to get solar. We recently just discovered that that's not the case.
Yeah, there are companies out there that are making what they call solar generators, and they're basically power banks that you can plug stuff into. And we recently got a Bluetti EB70S, and we're really excited to check it out.
Here it is.
Here it is.
It looks huge, but it's actually not that big. Weighs about 21 pounds, which means I can pick it up. We can throw it in the back of the truck if we're driving. It's really compact, and I really like the color too. Super important.
I'll put some specifications on the screen if you guys are interested in that stuff. Just know that it really breaks down to be about a third of the capacity of a 100 amp hour lithium battery, which we have two of. But with no inverter, it makes it difficult. And this particular model has an inverter built into it. So we can plug stuff into it, including our phones, the laptop. On the very top of it, it actually has a wireless charger. You can just put your phone right on top and it'll charge your phone. With 4 outlets, we can plug in pretty much anything that we want to run. And I'm really excited to check it out, particularly when we're boondocking. What's really good about it as well is we can plug it into an outlet to charge it. We can charge it with the truck with the 12 volt cigarette lighter, or we can charge it with solar.
We wanted something that's more mid-size or on the smaller end, because if we go hiking and want to just have a picnic outside and work on the computer, chat with y'all, we can do that. We can just pick this up with us. Now, we're not going to hike with it, but we can leave it in the truck, pull it out of the truck to like picnic or use outside. We also tent camp very rarely, but we can use it there too to actually run electronics. So I'm excited to get some more use out of it.
So getting power to the camper, paying more attention to that, that's the first thing that we wish we would have started off knowing more about.
Yeah, because we would have bought something like this years ago, and we would have known, hey, if we park in the middle of the desert and don't plug in the camper, we can't use a lot of the things on the camper.
If you guys are interested in this Bluetti or any Bluetti models, I'll throw a link down below if you guys want to check those out.
We do not recommend products that we do not use or like using ourselves. So we will keep you updated on how this is working.
So another thing that I wish I would have known more about when we started full-time RVing was how expensive it can be. Now, our camper is paid off now. We've paid it off in the last year. Yes, that's very exciting. So we are saving more money now that we don't have to pay for the camper itself. But when we first started full-time RVing, it probably was about the same as we were paying for monthly stays and Airbnbs.
So I'm a travel nurse, and that takes us all over the country. The first 2 years we did it, we stayed in short-term apartments and Airbnbs, And then we realized if we get a camper, everything's right there. So we were looking at the camper as more of an investment. It's something we're going to own, and we have paid it off. We're debt free again. But staying at RV parks can be expensive. The cost of the nightly stays, the cost of the fuel to get you there, the cost of insurance, the cost of just upkeep on the camper and the truck if you have a tow behind. It all adds up, and it is financially freeing in some ways to full-time RV, but it can also be very expensive to full-time RV.
So I get asked all the time about what size truck I have. We have a 2017 Ram 1500 3.0 Eco Diesel, and it's done a really good job for us over the last 4 years. Now, I did research the truck and camper before I bought them, and we are within our numbers, but I wish I had a bigger truck.
Oh, you said it! Oh no!
And maybe someday down the road, we will upgrade to a bigger truck. I would love a 3/4 ton or a full ton diesel truck, but with truck prices right now, there's no way it's happening.
Caveat to that is I love our truck. I have named him Louie. I drive him all the time because I work while we're on the road. I love that our truck gets such good fuel economy. Without towing, we get like 25 miles to the gallon, which with fuel prices right now is fantastic. But what we wish we'd known, what I wish we'd known 4 years ago, is that if you have a bigger truck, you can always tow a smaller camper. You can also tow a bigger camper. With the truck we have right now, we can't get a bigger camper. We're within our numbers. It tows fine, but if we ever wanted to upgrade or get a bigger camper, we're gonna have to get a new truck, and we know that. But if we'd known that 4 years ago, we probably would have started off with the initial bigger truck.
Yeah, so buying a truck once and then upgrading your camper down the road is a lot better than buying another truck for a bigger camper.
Yeah.
Which may be what we have to do someday.
And we love our truck and we love our camper. They're paid off, but hindsight's 2020, and 4 years ago, if we may have bought the exact same camper, but if we'd gone a little bigger with our truck, we could change our camper if we upgraded anything, if we wanted more space. We wanted more dogs. Callie needs another buddy, and 2 dogs in the camper might be too much.
So next up, when we bought our camper, we fell victim to the extended warranty.
Now, I'm sure there are instances where you're very grateful you have your extended warranty, but we were completely green to RVing. Neither of us had been in an RV for any amount of time growing up, but 4 years ago, if we had known, you know, you probably don't need the extended warranty, we wouldn't have shelled out the extra cash for it.
Now, having that insurance or the assurance that if something goes wrong, it is covered is a good thing. But if you consider how much money you're paying for that warranty and how much stuff actually costs to replace, just consider that if you're buying a new camper. I'm not saying not to get the extended warranty, but I'm saying that we realize now that we wish we hadn't.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, one thing that we wish we would have done a little differently is I wish we would have done this sooner. We were already full-time on the road. Steph was travel nurse, and we were living, like we said before, in Airbnbs.
There's a big bee.
Oh, there's a big bee. Shooting outside is fun.
So we were on the road full time for 2 years. We moved from one coast to the other with just our car and a lot of belongings, probably too many belongings.
Way too many.
We moved probably, I don't know, 6 different housing situations, just living out of suitcases and totes before we bought the camper. And it sounds cliche because everybody's always like, oh, I wish we'd done this sooner, but I truly wish we had done it a little bit sooner.
So doing it sooner is definitely something that if I could go back, I would have just started it right away. And when we got the camper, another thing that I wish we would have done is just started individualizing it, making that space our own. We kept everything kind of the way that it was. We were so afraid to do anything to the camper, put holes in it, and we still don't love drilling holes. 3M strips are our friends to help us kind of organize stuff and make it our own. But I wish that we would have moved into the camper a little bit quicker.
We bought this camper brand new, truck and camper brand new, put ourselves back into debt. We were debt free before, and so it was pristine, it was brand new. You're not supposed to fix it. The RV company builds it this way for a reason. You're not supposed to change anything. That's not true. It's your home, it's your camper. You can do with it what you want. It took us 2 years, I think, of living in it before we were like, we don't want the dinette. We don't sleep on the dinette.
And we just started ripping stuff out.
It's okay to take the dinette out, and we did, and that's been fantastic.
I wish we would have gotten into the RV community way sooner. It took us a couple of years before we really got involved in the community. We started sharing videos with you guys, and recently have met some of you guys in person, and it's been so awesome to meet people that are actually in the RV community.
There's things like RV rallies, and I didn't know about them. We just went to our first one this year, 22, and we had the best time, and we met some amazing people, some of you guys, and I wish in a lot of ways we had just done that sooner and really connected with you all sooner.
Just kind of diving head first into everything and experiencing it firsthand, that's been really great.
We looked at the camper more as a home to get us from point A to point B, so we had all of our stuff together. But there's a whole family out there. You guys are like our family now. We get to chat with you every week. We get to share our experiences. We get to hear from you guys recommendations of places we should go, things we should do, things we shouldn't do. We love that, and I wish we had started doing that a little sooner. I hope this helps you guys just to see our experience over 4 years, that there's things we wish we'd known sooner, and we're still learning things. We are still going to continue to learn things, and that's a cool thing about this lifestyle.
You can learn from our mistakes so you don't make them yourselves.
I mean, that's what we're here for, because heaven knows we make mistakes, and we're sharing them with y'all. Like last week, we almost drove off with the awning out, and that probably would have been kind of bad.
Take your time when you're getting to and leaving RV sites. And this is July 4th weekend, and I hope you guys are having such a good time camping, enjoying time with your friends and family, celebrating this country. Take your time, relax, and enjoy it.
If this video helped you out at all, hit that like button. We really appreciate it. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and follow along, because we have a wealth of knowledge to still learn and to share with you guys.
We love you guys. Can't wait to see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your week. I don't even know
My secret's out.
I don't even know how you stood your balance. Like
I have another life as a gymnast.
Yeah.
On balance beam. I'm actually really shocked that I didn't fall off of this, you guys.